Hi there, Lisbeth here. When people ask me how did I learn English and I answer by myself, everybody is like, how? So I guess I wanted to take a moment to tell you my experience or tell you my story on how I did that. I knew very young that I wanted to learn English. I remember begging my parents to send me to classes, and they did. I'm so thankful, but they sent me to these classes for once or twice a week, and I learned the super basics, verb to be or the numbers. I had a solid base, if we put it like that, of the really basics. But then I was fortunate enough that my hobbies will align to me wanting to learn English, because at the time when I was 13, 14, I love groups like Good Charlotte, Simple Plan, Green Day, Avril Lavigne, and I will print the lyrics to their songs, or to my favorite songs at least, with their translation, and I will learn them. I will learn them word by word. I would even read them out loud. I really wanted to do a proper pronunciation. It would take me days to learn a song, but at the time I wasn't doing it because I wanted to learn. It's just something that I enjoy doing for some reason. So that helped a lot. I also remember that one of my hobbies till this day is just watching series, movies. So at the time we didn't have Netflix, but I love watching channels like Warner Channel, Sony, E Entertainment. So I even had a schedule Mondays was for Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice. Wednesday, Desperate Housewife. I would watch Ghost Whispers, Friends, of course. That was my favorite show growing up. What else? I watched even the Kardashians. That was later on, I think. I don't know, but I even watched that. So all the content that I consume, my music, everything that I like to watch on TV, I watch all of these shows from MTV, like Next, what was the other? Room Raiders. Oh my God. All of those shows, that's what I love watching. Without me really wanting to learn English, that was what I liked. My recommendation to you would be, if you do know that, if you want to learn English, try to look for shows that you like or things that you like to do, and try to include English. If you love watching movies, try to look movies in English. If you like reading, try reading books in English and stuff like that. But once I graduated from high school, in my mind I was bilingual, because I understood everything from the TV, from the songs. I was like, okay, I speak English. But just a few years later, I think that I can maybe go into details on how I ended up dropping college and looking for jobs. But that's another story. After a few years, I graduated from high school. I had my first interview in English. It was for a call center, and I was super confident that they'll hire me because, I speak super good English. But my surprise was that once I was in the interview, my brain was not aligned with my mouth. I don't know how else to put it, but it's my brain knew the words, my brain understood, but my mouth was not doing what I wanted to do. So it was shock. I remember feeling shock. I don't know how else to describe it, but I don't know. It was a surprise to me that I really did not speak English. I understood English, but not speak English. But somehow I made the interview. They were probably desperate to hire someone at the moment. So I will never forget that this person told me, the recruiter told me, okay, we're gonna hire you, but you really need to work on improving your English. That was like the beginning of December, and then I was starting on January. But I was super excited and got the job, starting like the training process. So during training, it was like if you work or if you know someone that works in call centers, they will know that there's always like a training before start taking calls. So training was cool because I could understand everything, and if it was a matter of presenting myself, I was like, okay, yes, I got this. But then I got to taking calls. I remember crying on my first call because I did not understand the customer whatsoever. This was technical support, I remember, and it was not good. Like I was understanding 50% of what these people was telling me. I remember feeling frustrated. I remember it was super frustrating, even crying at the first calls. But then, like magic, after 2 weeks, I will never forget this, that I felt like somebody took something from my ears, and all of a sudden I could understand everything. And every day I would improve. So after a few months, I started feeling more comfortable with the vocabulary from the actual job, what to do, what to say. But at the moment that the customer would ask me, and how's your day going? I would lose it. I was speaking fluently with the instructions on what to do with the flow, with the call flow. But then at the moment that I got out of that flow or that script, my English was like, yes, and what I tried to do, I remember that I would say things, but I would say them slowly because I really wanted to pronounce properly. So I would sound like even robotic at times, but I didn't care because I knew that in order to get good at it, I needed to practice. So I would do this, and the rest, it's history. After a few years of working at call centers, I got to a place where, of course, I felt comfortable talking and everything. But yeah, that's kind of like the story on how I did it myself. And I could go in another video in details on how it was a process of getting hired in call centers, if that's something that you're interested. And my opinion on that, because I know that at least in my country, it's controversial, this topic of call center. People think that it's like a not good job, or it's a lot of different opinions, but I can go in details in another video on what was my experience, what's my opinion on that. But I can tell you for sure that that really helped me improve my English. So I guess that's it. The first part in this process of wanting to learn English is listening as much as you can. And if you're at that point where you feel like you understand, but it's just not coming out, it's just practice. But again, we can go into details or more tips after. So yeah, that is it. I really wish that if anybody watched this video is somehow helpful, and I'm really trying my best to improve at making videos. So I know that to get better at something, you do need to practice, and so that's my goal. Bear with me. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.